Generally, when we insert a document in a collection, the control is sent back as soon as MongoDB finishes writing into the primary member of the replica set. The control is handed back to the client application or tool straight away. This is the default behavior. MongoDB doesn't wait for the secondary servers to be synchronized or updated. It straight away returns the control back to the client, but this behavior can be modified using another argument, another parameter in the insertOne function, and that is the write concern. So we just add another object which is passed as a second parameter to the insertOne function. Now I've specified over here 3, but you can specify 2, or you can specify the term majority, and this number means that do not send back the control to the client application until 3 members of the replica set are updated. Now if we look at our services, there are currently 3 members in this replica set, that is a primary server and 2 secondary servers. So what we are trying to suggest to MongoDB is that insert this document, but only send control back to the client when all the 3 members are updated. So let's save this JavaScript file and run this. Just say use the quiz database, and then I can load the insertOne write concern js.js file. Basically I'm trying to load this JavaScript insertOne write concern. Let's see the status of our collection just before execution. So we can see we've got a primary, secondary 1 and secondary 2 servers, and we've got 6 documents in our collection. So let's run and see what the result is, and it seems that MongoDB has been able to add a new document which we expected, but this time it has sent this acknowledgement back, making sure that all the 3 members of the replica set are updated. Let's see if the 7th document has been added, and yes, we can see that the 7th document has been added. Now how can we actually test that it is really returning back the control when all the 3 members are updated? So for that, I'll temporarily stop the secondary 2 service. The secondary 2 service is stopped. So now we've got only 2 members in our replica set, which means that it will update those 2 members of the replica set, but MongoDB is not going to return the control because it won't be able to update the 3rd member of the replica set. And we are saying very explicitly in this insertOne function that we want MongoDB to return the control back to client after updating all the 3 members. So let's run this function again, this JavaScript file again, and I've executed this, but you can see that we are not receiving any acknowledgement back from MongoDB. And the reason why we are not receiving any acknowledgement back from MongoDB is because it has not been able to update the third member of the replica set. And that is the requirement, that just return us the control only after you update all the three members. So let's see if the eighth document has been added in our primary and secondary one servers. So we can see on the primary server, the eighth document has been added. If we see our secondary one server, we can see the eighth document is added. And if you try to see secondary 2, we're not able to connect to it because the service is not running. So let's run this. In fact, before running this service again, let's see, and we are still seeing that there's no acknowledgement back. So let's run the secondary 2 service and see, after running the secondary 2 service, does the MongoDB return back the acknowledgement? It should, because as soon as the service will start, it should be able to write. And we see that as soon as the secondary 2 service has started, we receive the acknowledgement back because MongoDB has been able to update the third server. So let's see now this third server, the secondary 2 server, and we can indeed see the eighth document has been added. So the write concern basically ensures that if we want a specific number of replica set members to be added, to be updated at the same time and synchronized, then we can use write concern, and every time we are going to write into the database, MongoDB will make sure that all the three members, or whatever number you specify, all those members are updated. I also highlighted that you can use the string majority, and in this case MongoDB will ensure that the majority of the replica set members should be updated. So in our case we've got 3, but if 2 are updated, then MongoDB will return the control back to the client. So that's the write concern. It's quite handy in scenarios where you want to make sure that a specific number of replica set members are always synchronized, and any write operation you're doing on Mongo on MongoDB replica set, you would want to ensure that that write operation has been successfully executed on all the respective members of the replica set.